All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Papa West, Week 16, NFL State of Play. My co-host, unfortunately, was feeling under the weather. He couldn't be with us this episode. I was feeling underneath the weather, and I almost wasn't able to make it this episode. As you can see, I did not do the Thursday edition, and obviously, I'm not actually doing the Saturday edition. As you can see behind me, the second game, the doubleheader, is Green Bay and Chicago. The first game was Philadelphia and Washington. All right, unfortunately, I need for you guys to work with me, kind of look over that. Forgive me for that one. But that being said, let's keep the ball moving. So, the first game we got here, after this game behind me, is we have the Buffalo Bills at the Cleveland Browns. As you know, you've been watching the content. You know I like Sanders. He's playing very well for Cleveland. He has a few little bumps and bruises here and there as far as his play, but he's still learning. This is his first year starting. It's like his third start, and so he's gonna go through some growing pains. But he's still the guy. He is still the guy. If the Browns are smart, they will make sure he starts next season from training camp being the guy. Now, if they want to be racial or be stupid with him, let him go to another team that he's going to go there and win and make all the Cleveland Browns people sad and want to hurt themselves. Do the right thing. Keep him and let him do his thing. Now, Josh Allen, the Superman for Buffalo Bills. His kryptonite is sometimes he loses train of thought, he throws interceptions, and he's unprofessional when he does that. But when he is being Superman, he is hard to stop. He's a bad boy. Mama, not go that man. All right, with that being said, the Buffalo Bills defense is kind of shaky. The Browns defense has been pretty solid, but they had a few little shaky moments the last couple of weeks. This right here is probably going to be more of a shootout than a defensive struggle. So I'm going to say that Buffalo will win this game. I'm going to say by touchdown, by 7. So I'm going to take Buffalo to win this game 27-20 Buffalo. That's what I think, 27-20. All right, not too much more to be said about that. Buffalo 27-20 over the Cleveland Browns. Now, the next game we have here is we have, is this in the order? I don't know if it's in this order. Maybe it is in this order. Okay. The next game we have Cincinnati at the Miami Dolphins. I thought it was a little bit later, but I guess it's earlier. Okay. We got a Cincinnati team that can play well when they want to. The defense is ranked the bottom in the NFL. The Miami Dolphins played well up to last week. I don't know what happened with Miami last week, but they was playing well. I think they had won 5 straight. Any case, Miami came off a bad performance at the office. Cincinnati came off a bad performance at the office. I think they may be like worse than each other. I don't know who's the worst, who's the best. They're kind of almost the same in a lot of different ways. Cincinnati got a few more offensive pieces, but they're kind of the same. Miami playing a little bit more defense, but still about the same. I think they like worse than each other. So if I had to pick one, I'm going to take Cincinnati to bounce back in somewhat of a shootout. I'm going to take Cincinnati to win this game. I'm going to say 33-28. 30-28. That's a lot of points, I know. So we're going to take Cincinnati to win 33-28, and it should be a fun game if you like offense. Not too much defense going to be played. All right, let's go to the next game. The next game we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Tennessee Titans. By now you know the Magic Man, Patrick Mahomes, he's going to miss the rest of the season. And also this is going to be the first time in 10 or 11 years that Kansas City will miss the playoffs, which is sad, incredible. Also streaks some have to come to an end sometime. But in any case, Tennessee is playing good offensive football. The defense is very questionable. There's a lot of holes on the team. Andy Reid is still a Hall of Fame coach. He'll find a way to implement an offense with Kansas City without Patrick Mahomes. He still got some weapons there to work with. So you give Andy Reid a week to put together an offensive game plan. He should be able to move the ball. It's not going to be like Patrick, but they should be able to move the ball, score some points. And Kansas City defense is still intact, although they ain't got nothing to play for. So I don't know how emotionally ready they're going to be to go after Tennessee and pass rushing. This is going to be a really private, ugly game, I think, either way. But I think Kansas City will find a way to win because of that Hall of Fame coach. He'll coach the team up, even though they lost the playoffs. They're lost to the playoffs and not going to make the playoffs. I'm going to take Kansas City to win this game. I'm going to say 24-17. 24-17 Kansas City. All right, the next game all day. We have the New England Patriots at the Baltimore Ravens. This is basically a playoff game for both of them. It's a playoff game. The Patriots coming off a bad performance against Buffalo. They was up. Let them come back. They won the game. Baltimore's coming off a good performance at Cincinnati, which Cincinnati always plays them well, but for some reason, this last week, Cincinnati didn't play them well at all. I've said they shit the bed. I think Cincinnati shit the bed. But in any case, Baltimore's still not completely healthy, but they're playing decent football. So to me, I think the Patriots bounce back, pissed off because they lost to the Bills. I don't think Lamar Jackson is completely healthy. I think he's 60%, which I don't know if that's enough. Derrick Henry, he's Derrick Henry, but he's not the one we know and love. Baltimore defense is still shaky. I think the Patriots is just a better team other than Lamar Jackson doing his thing. I think they're all around a better team. So I'm going to take the Patriots to go in there. It's going to be an upset, but a slight upset. I'm going to take the Patriots to go in there and win this game. I'm going to say 27-24 Patriots. And somewhat of a smaller upset. Patriots 27, Baltimore 24. All right, let's go to the next one. Moving along. Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. Now, I think on paper, Minnesota should go on this win the game. They should just win, especially after what we saw last week. But I think the Giants have something to play for as far as their fan base to show them that Jackson Dart is the guy for next year, and then the receiver come back, neighbors come back, Scatterbull come back, defense is intact, and they see they got a whole lot to be looking forward to next year with this Jackson Dart guy. And he got to keep proving that he's that guy. So far, he proved to me he's that guy, but he got to keep doing it. So this game can go either way. It could be a toss-up. But I think I'm going to give Minnesota the edge because they're more healthier. And I think Mr. J.J. McCarthy got to prove to me he's not a bust. Last week, he's true. He showed me he wasn't a bust. But keep playing well. I'm still watching you, Mr. J.J. McCarthy. So I'm expecting to play like you played last week. Get the ball to your top receivers. And make sure you run the ball well. Defense, blitz them. I'm going to take Minnesota to go in there and win this game. I'm going to say Minnesota 28. And I'm going to say the Giants 21. I think they won by 7. 28-21. Minnesota. All right, let's go to the next game here. The Jets at New Orleans Saints. Well, we can call this the shit bowl. I'll call this the shit bowl. I'm sorry, Jets fan, New Orleans Saints. It's a shit bowl. So I'm going to say struggling Jets team, New Orleans team, rebuilding. The quarterback showing some promise for New Orleans. I think New Orleans got better coaching staff, of course, and they still got a few more pieces in the Jets. They got a few more bullets than the Jets. So it ain't too much to be said. The Jets are just awful. New Orleans is going to win this game. I'm going to say 24-16. New Orleans over the Jets. The Jets ain't going to score too many points. They get a few field goals, might cheap touchdown. But take New Orleans Saints to win it 24-16. All right. Let's go to the next one. The next one we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers. Now this game right here, anybody can win this game. We got to see how healthy Mayfield is. I hope he's healthy. They say healthy. I mean, playing like healthy, but I don't know. Like he up and down. I don't know. But anyway, I really like the way this Panther team is playing. They really surprised me. I'm stunned. I mean, I'm speechless. Really. Bryce Young looked like the quarterback he's supposed to be. That he was at Alabama. The running game is good. They're competitive against every team they play. They're not really getting blowed out. And when they do lose a game, they're right there in the game. Tampa Bay is like up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. The trend says that Tampa Bay is 4-1 straight up at Carolina, in Carolina. They won the last 4 out of the last 5. Okay. Not sure about them covering against spread, but they won. Anyway, I think Tampa Bay can win this game. And they could win this game. But I'm going to the Carolina Panthers in a minor upset. I think the Panthers got something to play for. They're trying to get in the playoffs. They're trying to show their fan base that they're for real. They're trying to show the NFL, the other teams, that they're for real. So I'm going to take a Panther team to upset Tampa Bay. I'm going to say 26-23 Carolina Panthers. 26-23 Carolina Panthers over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I won't be surprised if they try to pull it out to my Tampa Bay, but I'm going to go with the Panthers to upset them. All right, next game. All right, so we got the Atlanta Falcons at Arizona Cardinals. To me, I think this is a shootout. Cousins, he plays good. Afternoon games at nighttime, he plays bad. We all know Michael Penix Jr. is out for the season, but they still got a lot of weapons on the team. And I like the way Atlanta played last week. They played very well. They represent themselves very well, even though they're not going to make the playoffs. The Arizona team, no Kyler Murray. Jacoby's playing pretty good at quarterback. They got a few weapons. They lost their running back. The defense is up and down. I see a shootout. I think it can go either way. I think it's a shootout. But I'm going to go with the more explosive team, which is Atlanta Falcons at this time. And I can see them going in there winning. I'm going to say Atlanta 26-24. That's close. 26-24, 50 points on the board. I think it's going to be a shootout. That's what I think. So Atlanta 26 and Arizona 24. All right, next game we got is, the Jacksonville Jaguars playing the Denver Broncos. How about them boys? The Denver Bronco boys, them the horses. Okay, this is a game I'm scared of. We don't won like 9-10 games in a row. And I'm still, my book's still out on Bo Nix now. I know everybody says, why you keep talking about Bo Nix? He's got a winning record, and they can win the division. Okay, that's cool. That's great. We're going to see you going to the playoffs. But anyway, Jacksonville is playing very well. They're playing for their division. This base is a playoff game also. I'm going to take Jacksonville to upset us. I'm going to take Jacksonville to upset us in an upset special. Jacksonville win this game. I'm going to say 27-24 Jacksonville over the Denver Broncos in Denver. Shout out to Maintain. I know you love them Broncos. The horse, he said, you always go against the Broncos. You're no Bronco fan. Yes, I am. I was looking X and O and just picking the game. Shout out to Unlinda. Hey, baby, I know you like them Broncos too. All right. Let's go to the next game. We have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Houston Texans. This should be a mercy killing. There ain't too much to be said about this. The Raiders got so many holes. They don't have the quarterback they need. The running back can't get started. The defense giving up a lot of points. They're not playing good special teams. It's just a mess. It's a mess. It really is. The Houston Texans, that seem to be hitting on all cylinders, although I have a lot of misgivings about C.J. Stroud. I have a lot of misgivings, but he's playing well. I'll get to him. He's playing well enough. He's getting the job done. And defense playing good. So to me, it's a mercy killing. They're going to name their score. They're going to beat them down. I'm sorry, Raiders. Jonathan J. Tam Hall, I know you're a Raider fan. Hey, Uncle Milton called it the way I see it. Taco, nephew, you know how it is. I'm calling it how I see it. That's just what it is. It's going to be a mercy killing. So Houston Texans going to beat them. I'm going to say 28-10. Yep, that's about right. 28-10. They're gonna call the dogs off after they get up so many points. But 28-10. It's plain and simple. It's a mercy killing. All right, now next we have. This is a good game. This is basically a playoff game too. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Detroit Lions. This is sexy. If you like football, this is sexy. Pittsburgh need to win the game. Detroit need to win the game. Detroit needs to stay in contention for the playoffs. And Pittsburgh trying to win the division and make sure they can solidify their playoff positioning. So, hey, defense a little shaky with Pittsburgh. They up and down. Detroit, their defense live being shaky. But they got a powerful offense and they can score on anybody. I think Detroit's bounced back. A pissed off Detroit team because they lost to the Rams. They're mad. They're hot as fish grease. Pittsburgh coming off a really good win against the Miami Dolphins. And I expect Detroit to take out their frustrations on Pittsburgh, defensively and offensively. I see Detroit winning this game. I'm going to say 31-21. 10-point win. 31-21. That's 52 points on the board. That's how I see it. That's how I'm calling it. Detroit 31, Pittsburgh 21. All right. What else we got here? The next game we have. Okay, let's go down. We missed one here. What we got here? Oh, they already played there already. Okay, let me see where we at. We've already picked that one too. Did we miss one? No, I don't think we did. So we only have one left in. Okay, we just have one left. We didn't miss one. So the last one I have here is I have the San Francisco 49ers at the Indianapolis Colts. This should be a mercy killing too, but I'm really surprised how the Colts played against Seattle last week. They played very good defense. And also, Mr. Old Man Rivers, he came back from his retirement chair on the couch and played good and almost beat Seattle. Incredible. That would have been ugly. But in the case, he played good. And I see he's another week with the team. He going to practice with them and look at the playbook. But they're going to play well. So we're going to take the 49ers, do what they do with the Colts, keeping it close. Let's take the 49ers to win this game. I'm going to say 27-23 49ers. Okay, so that ends week 16. State of Play NFL with Papa West. Remember, I will try to stay healthy so I can be here for you. Sorry about the other games Thursday and Saturday. But remember, family, food, and fun. Enjoy the games. And I'll see you again next week, week 17.